This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Robinson versus Smith. You all have been together for 2.5 years. You're living together. You have 3 children together. You previously appeared in front of Judge Lauren Lake of Paternity Court, where you got your paternity issues resolved. But Judge Lake ordered you to appear in this court because there are unresolved issues of infidelity. Am I right, Ms. Robinson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, tell us why you've opened this case.
I opened this case because I've been with Larry for 2 years, and even though we established, paternity with our children, I feel like our relationship is still on the line because I think he's cheating. I'm not happy, and I'm pretty sure he's not happy.
So for 2.5 years, you all have been going back and forth the entire time?
I guess it started probably 3 weeks to a month into our relationship.
We've been rocky for a minute now because in the beginning of our relationship, it started with untrust. Like we got together, found out she was talking to some other people and other men, so we got into it over that. Then over their reaction, I started talking to other people, and that broke the trust in the beginning. So that's why we've been having problems down the line.
But Mr. Smith, right here, right now, what are you here to prove?
I'm here to prove that I've been faithful and we trying to just get this over with so we can have a successful family and move on with our life.
You said the first 3 weeks, I hope it was longer than that, were happy times. Tell me about that first 3 weeks of the beginning.
Okay, so...
Look at that smile.
Because I love him. That's my baby,
love her too.
I do love him.
That's the only reason y'all made it this far.
That smile says a lot.
It does. That makes me feel a little better. Okay, tell me how he caught your eye.
So when I seen him, I was with my friends, and I'm like, you looking real daddy-ish. We was at the gas station. He had the little sweatpants on. He was looking good, for real.
Now, did you step to him or did
I stepped to him.
You stepped to him.
All right, tell me what that looked like. Oh, wait a minute, do you hear that? No, wait a minute, listen up. What, bring it.
Because I just had to, I had to put a little game. I had him call me, I pushed off for 2 weeks, didn't talk to him for 2 weeks, We've been together ever since.
So it was some spark there.
It was definitely a spark.
I ain't never...
All right, Mrs. Smith, I need to hear. Go ahead, Big
when
Daddy.
I first seen him, I'm
Wait a minute, look at that smile. Wait a minute, it's some truth to the Big Daddy, because he just smiling. Okay, go ahead.
She was worth waiting 2 weeks for, right?
When I first met her, she was a very attractive female, pretty, sexy, intelligent, beautiful. She attracted me, so I had to get her. We talked, we took off from there. We've been rocking ever since, but it's just been all these complications with it, so that's why we're here today.
So we talked about the rocking, which sounds lovely. Tell me about the rolling. Why we here today? Why you think he's cheating?
I feel like he's cheating because I was roaming through his Facebook and his phone one day, and I seen some Facebook messages, which I have today.
Ron, would you get those for us, please?
It's about 2 women that I don't even know,
All right, so this is him.
So this is Larry.
Yeah, what you doing?
In Heights, blank Heights.
Yeah. What's poppin'? I'm about to hit the casino.
That's what's up.
Like, what's...
And then the second one says, and this is a different woman, about to go to sleep now. I was up because my baby was up.
And so he asked, you got a hubby now?
And she said, why? Why you say that?
Because I was trying to what's up with you. And you found these in his phone, on his Facebook.
Wait. Why are you trying to what's up with somebody?
I ain't trying to what's up with him. I just needed to talk to him because I don't talk to him about...
Talk to him about what? What did you talk about?
We don't talk.
But what you said here was, I was trying to what's up with you, which means you were trying to do something.
No, I wasn't trying to do anything.
That's what it
was
say.
just talking. I was just trying to just...
But then here's the other part.
Okay.
The part before that. You got a hubby now. Why was that important if you weren't trying to what's up with him?
Right.
See, you had to first find out whether they had a hubby.
Dude, you trying to be her hubby or something?
So, Mr. Smith, did you find out what's up with this woman?
No.
Did you go?
Never happened.
I believe he did.
Find out
I think he did find out what's up with
You
her.
did not have any kind of sexual relationship or
nothing.
contact with this woman?
I feel like
What
he
about
did
the one
have
with the
something-
casino? Or as you said, the casino.
No.
Did you hook up with her?
No, nothing ever happened with neither one of them. We just
So
talking.
you just talking.
Just talking. That's it.
your testimony.
That's my testimony. You
He
just
keep on
talking.
saying
There's
he just
nothing else.
talking. Okay,
Nothing
so
else
why did
happened.
he come home? He don't come home.
Give me an example.
Okay, so he gets off of work about, between 3 to 6, depending on how his boss feeling. So he calls me. We didn't talk to about 6, 7. By that time, he FaceTiming. I see him outside, standing at the bus stop, I'm like, okay.
So you
he on his way.
FaceTiming him, he's on the bus stop.
He
says he's
FaceTimed
coming
me to
home.
prove to me that he was on his way home. I ain't even asked him to FaceTime.
And this is about what time?
This was about 7.
7 in the evening.
So
Okay.
I'm like, okay, you on your way. So I didn't mess with him until about about 8 o'clock, an hour later. And no call, no show, no answer, phone going to voicemail. He not active on Facebook, but I'm like, you just left your family house. I didn't start getting worried until about 10, 11. And
So
it
3, 4 hours later.
Yeah, and when it started raining bad, I'm looking, it's 12 o'clock, all the warnings on the TV going off, and I'm like, I'm trying to call him, like, what's going on, shoot?
Situation was, I got off work. On my way to back home, it started raining. It was a huge rainstorm.
But
So
it didn't
I'm
start
going,
until 12, 1.
I got a flood warning sent to my phone saying it was really raining. I'm already halfway soaked, just getting off of work. So my family member lived right down the street. So I'm like, I might as well go over here instead of standing in the
But if
rain,
it
getting on the
wasn't-
bus
but if
being
we
soaked.
didn't-
Hold on.
So in that process, when I went over there and stayed over my family member house, it ended up being a power outage. So now I don't have no
he
communication
Maybe he
now.
had what they used to call a landline. Maybe he could have used that.
Everybody
No, they didn't have no
Maybe he
landline.
could use the
They
charger.
phone-
Everybody has
My family
them.
member phone was dead as well. You can't charge his phone up as well.
So now nobody got a charger.
Here's the deal. Based on your court
And she was-
papers and what you all had put in them, we did a little research. And we have a court uncovers here. And what I have here is something from the newspaper that says, severe Metro Detroit rainstorm. So there was a rainstorm. A horrific thunderstorm crossed southeast Michigan overnight, ending with flooded roads and down power lines. A severe thunderstorm warning was issued at approximately 1 a.m. 4 hours after you left
No.
work.
Yes. That's what I'm
7
saying.
hours, 7
That's what I'm
hours.
saying. Because it didn't start raining until it was like 12 o'clock. I'm like, so
No.
what's going
Then
on?
the warning expired at 1:45 a.m. So why'd you go home?
No, that's not what happened.
That is what happened.
Newspaper said it did.
That is what happened. That's what I'm
Alright.
saying. And that's why I don't trust him.
To
Yeah.
me,
There's a different-
crazy.
A different kind of storm going on.
They're a whole different kind of
different-
storm.
And that's why I don't trust him.
So, did he come home that night?
No, he did not come home that night. I have no choice but to feel like he's cheating because I come home. I ain't never spent the night out in our relationship. We've been together for 2.5 years. I don't even go nowhere.
So
Okay,
he came home at some point, right?
About 9 o'clock, bro. I went to sleep about 5, woke up about 9 because I know he'd be at work about that time. Even if I know anything, he's gonna go to work.
The next day.
The next day.
Okay.
And you still ain't seen or
I
heard
still
from him.
ain't seen or heard from him. I go
All
on
right.
Facebook and it said he active on Facebook. So I called him and he answered. He's just so nonchalant about it. He like, oh, well, it was raining and if it's raining, I'm not coming home. That made me mad. So I'm like, okay. So I took my 3 babies, my one little stroller, little twin, little carrier. We took 2 buses to this man's job. And I tried to go up there calm and collective, But when I seen him, I was just so mad. I'm like, dang, you really gonna play me like
Miss
that?
Robinson, that me and you both know you went down there to fire him up.
Yeah.
Now, come on.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened too. That's exactly what happened.
When she loaded up them twins and that baby, she was coming in as a hurricane. There was a storm the night before. They were going to be a storm that morning.
It came. So I'm just still working. Next thing I know, I see her at the door. I'm scared. I'm like, what's going on? Where she come from?
Now, wait a minute. Mr. Smith, if you don't say nothing else true, I know that's
Man,
true.
oh my God. I'm like, I don't even get a chance to explain the story.
He
nothing.
just was too nonchalant for me.
She gets straight
The bottom
physical.
line is, You think that while that storm was kicking off, he was kicking off.
With somebody else?
With somebody else.
Yeah, because, okay, so when he finally came home, you working and you moving and stuff, you know, and you ain't been home in 2 days. Ain't no way you smell like soap.
Smell like soap?
Okay, wait a minute,
What?
hold up.
He smelled like pure soap, okay? I'm like, even if he did got off that day, you feel me? I kind of feel like he got off at 2 o'clock and probably slid off somewhere or something, 'cause he smells so clean for me, especially being gone for 2 days.
I'm getting accused of cheating because I smell like soap. I was over my family member's house that morning, so why wouldn't I wash up and then go to work? Why would I go to work stinking?
But you
That
still
don't make
smell like
sense.
soap after you got off.
That's
of
common
work.
sense.
Okay.
I didn't stop nowhere. I didn't go nowhere. I went to work and I came home. That was it.
So here's what I want to know for sure. Mr. Smith,
Yeah.
it is your testimony that the day that you came home from the storm, after the storm came down to your job, you were not with another woman.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's your testimony that you have been faithful,
Yes, Your Honor.
that there has been no cheating on your part.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Culler, I think we got what we need.
I do, and here's what we're looking at. She thinks he's cheating, and if you find out he is cheating,
I gotta be done with this.
All right. This court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court would like to call certified polygraph examiner Kendall Shull to determine, is he cheating?
Kendall Shull.
Thank you.
Would you please share for the court record and for our litigants your credentials?
I was privileged to be hired by J. Edgar Hoover in the FBI right after I graduated from college. Spent almost 30 years with the FBI in Washington, D.C.
You asked Mr. Smith, when you didn't come home and claimed it was due to the weather, did you have physical sexual contact with another woman other than your girlfriend, Miss Robinson? What was Mr. Smith's response?
He said no.
You nervous?
No, I'm waiting on the results.
Sure, I'm getting
What did the lie
I'm
detector
here.
determine, Mr. Shull?
Well, the lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's find out some more.
Told you, man. I told you.
That made me
It
smile.
was just raining.
That made me smile.
you asked Mr. Smith, after your girlfriend, Miss Robinson, confronted you at work because you didn't come home, did you have physical sexual contact with another woman on that day? What was his response?
His response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
On this question, the lie detector determined that he was also being truthful.
Told you, baby. You don't think I'm sad, man. I ain't out here like that.
She's smiling. She smiled like when she said daddy.
Okay, he might be a little more daddy. Let me finish hearing this. All right. Hearing this. All right.
Well, we've got one more question. You asked Mr. Smith, during your 2.5-year relationship with Ms. Robinson, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than Ms. Robinson? What was his response to that question?
His response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
Your Honor, on this question, it determined that he was actually being deceptive.
What? No way. That's not true.
Don't get to doing that. No way.
Mr. Smith,
Yes, Your Honor.
this woman loves you. You owe it to her to come clean.
So have
that
you
could
been
be kissing, hugging, oral sex, any type of physical contact.
Yeah, I did.
What happened?
We had an apartment together, and we was going back and forth. We was arguing every day. She was coming in late at work every day, just making me think she was doing something. So yeah, I talked to a female. I hugged her or whatever. We talked or whatever, kicked it, but I ain't never had no physical penetration or no sex with her and nothing stuff like that and nothing.
So what did you do with her?
Was it oral sex?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that's the only one you're saying that you
That was
been
it.
about.
That was the only time I ever did something.
Well, Ms. Robinson, what we need to know, you came here to get some answers. You got those answers. Where is this relationship going from here?
And let me just say this, and I'm talking to you woman to woman, okay? It's okay to forgive him and work it out. You don't have to go, I'm out. Then you can't.
And I don't want to just do that, but
You can go either way.
What irritates me is I told him just to tell me the truth. Because we can work things out better if he just tell me the truth.
And he's done that.
And I feel like I've been lied to, though.
You have been lied to, but you've gotten what you asked for. This was a long road to get to the truth, but you're there. But it's okay if you want to take him back. But you're gonna have to change. If you're willing to change, he'll take you back. I get that sense.
And we have counseling available for you all. And Dr. Jeff will be able to help you do these things we're talking about. And as we say in this courtroom, do not cheat yourself out of an opportunity to have a happy, healthy, trust-filled relationship. Court is adjourned.